dose fractionation. So this is like something that people in cryo have been doing for ages. And basically, as soon as the K2 was a camera, they were doing this dose fractionation. So it's like you just essentially go really, really fast, and you reject, you just get higher resolution, right? Because you have less non-rigid artifacts, and you just sum them up, and because you summing these counted frames, you get less and less noise, like so the SNR goes up. So this is like a slow versus a fast for like some sort of cryo EM reconstructions. It's higher resolution in this one. And then so this is very, very well established in cryo. Loads and loads of structures are being solved with the tang counter cameras in particular.
Yes.
But so I'm kind of interested in taking this approach from material science. This was the stuff that Lewis Jones did a while ago, I think when he was at Oxford. The idea is that you basically scan fast, multi-pass instead of slow, you avoid damage. You can also like have less drift and such, and it works really, really well. So essentially, this is something that is, you can do this with the Digiscan 2, but with some caveats. So like the big thing is, alright, so basically the way this works in the software is we're saving these as a time series, like one at a time. Works for LCDS supported STEM, to the high capacity RAID array. And this is what really kind of helps, because the new Digiscan has a continuous scanning mode. So you can run it, and then when it gets to the end of the frame, instead of it taking like 2 or 3 seconds to reset, it just basically keeps going. So as soon as it gets to the last pixel, it goes back to the first pixel. And then combine that with the drift measurement can be done from the as acquired ADF, so you never have to pause. And so that saves 2 or 3 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you start to make your spectrum images like 10 seconds, that's a big win, because it's like 30% of dead time taken away, and then it basically gets really easy when you go that fast. So just some history of this. This software was 360, so 2023, and then one thing that's really quite nice with this is not released yet. Like this high speed was originally only for EOS and EDX, but the guys in the software team have done some code optimization, and they can do 40 STEM now as fast as the EOS, like continuously, which is really nice. But and then the whole thing is, right, you've got this like pipeline where you go really, really fast with 2 counting cameras that you can run at maximum speed and get something useful from them. So you run these at full frame rate and do this like time series, and then this is a time series.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to make sure, for the previous slides, I want to achieve this kind of function, and then we need the digital scan 3.
To do it like continuously, yes, you need it with the Digiscan 3.
Okay, and also we need the latest version of the EM, right?
So like strictly you can do this with the Digiscan 2 in this one, and you can get these time series. The trade-off is that the Digiscan 2, like, it has to do this reset thing. So I would design the experiment differently with a Digiscan 2 than the Digiscan 3.
Okay.
So I wouldn't so with the Digiscan 3, basically I'm trying to do each one of these in like 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
With the Digiscan 2, I'd probably more maybe like 30 or 60 seconds.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense to do 3 seconds of acquisition and 3 of dead time. Because it's like most of the time you're not acquiring data.
Right.
But with the Digiscan 3, it's better, but it could be possible to do it with the Digiscan 2. But I think it would be hard to get the same spatial resolution with the DS2 as with the DS3.
Okay.
I was just showing, there's a few bits of data.
Okay.
So this is kind of fun. So this is just STO in a NeoArm, a Joel, and this is stellar data, and so this is the accumulating pass time. So each one of these, 7 seconds per pass. So that's quite a big array. Like, there's no subpixel scanning, and I think you get atomic resolution. I mean, it's easy because it's a perovskite, big spacing, but you sum not very many passes, and then you get like these nice rigid frames because each one of those you get like a kind of a shift frame to frame, but you don't get like distortion within the frames because you're scanning fast enough.
Yes.
And then this is just comparing like 400 frame rate, 400 FPS versus 9000. So it's just I've just drawn a sub area from the ROI. So the thing with the fast cameras is like you can basically go bigger area because you can go, larger field of view in the same unit time for the same resolution. But then you can also access lower dose rates because the frame rate's higher.
So if I understand correctly, so it will repeat this scanning many times.
So this was 50, I think 50 passes, this one.
But the question here is, because of the sample drift, tangential sample drift and other things, and then how I know the proposition, for each pass, is it the same one or is it slightly, the...
Yeah, you're kind of at the mercy of how good the drift correction is.
Yeah.
So this one, so what I do with these is there's a drift correction that's running live, and then that's correcting. Because you've got the time series, you can check afterwards.
Okay.
So you can do a second drift. You can basically refine the spatial drift after you've acquired the data, because you have the time domain.
Right. But even we have this, the 4D stem case, we have the image. It will be the same.
Yeah,
each image will, can be saved, or because we have, as mentioned, you know what I mean. So we need this data, at each acquisition point, and for one pass. Then for another pass, we may have another, this image. So I just curious, the whole data set will, will be saved.
The whole data set saved. With a 5-dimensional data set, it will be very big.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it exists and we use it routinely.
That means each pass will save this kind of 4-dimensional data set.
Yes.
Then we have many passes and going through, and then we can somehow later we can combine it together if necessary. Okay.
So basically I've been using it to run ahead of the drift rate, right? So basically if you can scan, at least on our microscope, your microscope will be even better. So in our room, basically if you can get one of these in less than 10 seconds, less than 5, then the drift rate frame to frame is usually less than the atomic column, and the drift works. And as soon as you're not getting these kind of erratic shifts, you can acquire it for quite a long time. And then the other thing that's really handy about having all of those separate is, imagine we do 200 of these, and it's accumulating, and the 199 pass, you're like, oh, that's a bad one. It's in the data. You're like, whereas if you have them all separate, you can then just you're like, well, I know that past 199 is bad, I throw it away. Or it's something that's beam sensitive, you the last 50 are damaged, we'll throw them away. Or it's a time resolved experiment, where you're actually interested in something dynamic, you can do that. So
good to know.
So this is this is just an example, an easy example. This is what it was like with 100 FPS. And this is 3000 FPS.
Okay.
And then this is dysprosium scandate, which is basically invincible. So it's a really high probe current, 360 picoamps. And this guy had been in the microscope for a couple of days because I had been doing something else. And so this is probably a good scenario for drift in our microscope. And so this is 10 millisecond pixel time, and it's still not very good. Whereas this one is usable basically. This one, this is a Stellar running at 9,000 spectra per second. So this is live in the software. This is the ADF. that's the spectrum image. I think I speed the video up. What do I? But no. But it works. It works really, really well. Yeah, this was 42 passes. What was interesting with this one is this oxide is actually like kind of beam sensitive, which I realized afterwards. So this is 45 picoamps, 9,000 pixels per second. But if you do it at 90 picoamps, 4,500 spectra per second. So that's still really fast, right?
Yeah.
But 90 picoamps at this rate, we were like destroying the film.
Yeah.
But 45 so half the current, double the speed, then the thing isn't damaged. So it's like this is something that's dose rates dependent damage,
Yes,
and
exactly.
it's like once you're below that damage threshold for dose rate, it was like wow, this thing is great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So then this is Stellar. So that's one pass. This is the ADF. This is one extracted pixel from the EELS data, and this is cool. You'll be familiar with what the K3 does. It's the same, right? So this is one pixel, lots of pixels. So this looks like, wow, what are we going to do with this?
Yeah.
And then you sum a few. You're like, oh, okay, this is usable. I can see all the ionization edges, like strontium, titanium, oxygen. Then that's spatial and time.
Yeah.
So that's the time series now summed, and now you can see the LNAS in the strontium.
May I ask one question here? Because right now you are looking into the 3D LH and also this the high energy, the 2000. So is there any focus change? Because we try to simultaneously get these two spectrum, but because the energy loss is quite different. So I'm not quite sure, but it looks nice. But
this is just one spectrum.
One spectrum.
This is one spectrum. This is one spectrum. That's all I can say. Like, there's no. This is in focus. This is in focus, and this is in focus.
Right.
It's just a single spectral range.
Right.
So yeah.
But
are you having an issue like with a specific experiment, or is it just a question of curiosity?
Yeah, we try some high energy, and I try to.
What energy?
Right now it's more than 1,000 for sure. Sometimes 2,000, not that high, But I just try to optimize as much as possible. But the problem there is, for the EMCD, we look into the small feature and we try to make sure the spectrum is well focused and because and also the energy resolution is the not affected by the spectrum.
You can get some chromatic aberration that couples in from the projector system on the microscope.
That's right.
So it might be worth looking at the camera length, changing camera lengths and seeing if it changes.
Okay.
Is this a high resolution system or a standard system?
This is
high resolution always. Yeah.
Okay.
With corrective.
The GIF, sorry, I mean the GIF.
He's not.
Okay.
No, high resolution. Yeah.
There's there's an electrostatic lens that can be used for that.
Okay.
But like it might be worth if you could send some data, or we can have a look.
Okay.
And like to get us, it would be useful to see what the magnitude of the defocus is that you're talking about.
Okay.
Because I sort of